Hello, ahoy, mushy mushy to all my audiophile friends and enemies. Today I have for you a pair of earbuds. Are they audiophile earbuds? Can they be audiophile earbuds at a mere £164.99 GBP, the price I see on Amazon today? I'm going to tell you what they do, what they don't do, and how they sound. Well, how I think they sound. But first, the Creative Aurvana Ace 2. Let's unbox. So, here I am again, and I'm faceless like I have been in my last video. This could be a good thing, or it could be a good thing. What do you think? I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments. Anyway, here we have the Creative Aurvana Ace 2. I nearly forgot that last bit. The Creative Aurvana Ace 2 with some of these blasted specs that keep getting everywhere, but here we go. Anyway, this is the charging case. I'm presuming you know what a charging case is. You know, it's not so long ago that I didn't, but I do now. So inside we will find the Aurvana Ace 2s. And I'm presuming you open it like this, so the left will be on the left and the right will be on the right. So we take it out, and it's just a tiny little bit tricky to get out, but I'm sure that would get better with practice. And this is something I've found with other earbuds, is that it irritates me. It might not be much of a bother to anybody else, but why do I have to swivel it like that to get it into my ear? Anyway, I'm looking at this very closely. Are you looking at it very closely? Is it in focus? And I cannot see. I'm going to put some stronger glasses on. Right, I've got my +3 reading glasses on now, and I cannot see anywhere on this that says left or right. So I guess we're supposed to know by the shape of it which way round it goes. And, you know, the more you wear earbuds, the more you get used to it. So it's maybe not a problem at all. Let's take the other one out, just for fun. Okay, still a little bit tricky to get out, but I need more practice. It's a very nice finish. I mean, you can't say that's not a nice finish. That is I keep drifting over to one side. I'm sorry about that. It's a very nice finish. And I can even see my reflection in it, so perhaps I'm not as faceless as I thought I was going to be. So, I think we're just about done with that, and we can concentrate on the earbuds themselves. I've got to change my glasses again to read the screen of the computer. Okay, so let's have a look at it, and if it turns out to be out of focus, I shall substitute it with a still. It's see-through. Look at that, it's see-through. It's reminding me of the iMac from 1998. It's funny how things go around in cycles. It's very nice looking. It really is very nice looking. There's the inside. Very nice finish on that. I wonder how they do that. Lasers, I guess. And on the other side, this is where the microphones will go for the active noise cancelling. The ANC. I can never remember exactly what that stands for. Maybe I'll put a caption up. And those will be the connectors for the charging in the charging case. So, does it matter that you can't identify left from right by the letter L and the letter R, or even Braille. Some headphones I've got have Braille on them to identify left and right, which I'm going to say is a good thing. So these came with 3 sets of ear tips, and I seem to have lost the other 2 sets, but you know what ear tips are, so we don't need to bother about that. Now, ear tips are important. So the number of in-ear monitors and earbuds I've tested lately, ear tips are really important. And I don't think you can expect just to buy a pair of earbuds or in-ear monitors and the tips that you get will suit you. I just don't think you can expect that. So I think there needs to be more made of third-party ear tips, that they are a thing in themselves. So, ear tips manufacturers, send me some ear tips and I'll test them. And it's very personal, so I can't give anything definitive on them, but I can let you see what they look like and what I think they feel like. Anyway, what if I put them into my ears and see what they sound like? Well, I'm not going to do that because I've done it already, and you just want to see them, don't you? What do they sound like? My very first impression was lots of bass. Is that a good thing? Did I expect less bass? Well, honestly, I did expect less bass, and it is largely down to the fit of the ear tips, because if you don't get a good fit, you won't get very much bass, and that has always been the problem with earbuds, and it always will be. The ear tips have to fit, but there's a compromise between getting them to fit nicely and them being uncomfortable. And I've always said in all of my reviews of this kind of thing, I don't like sticking things into my ears, but I'm going to say I'm getting a bit more used to it. And these ear tips, actually, I think these are the medium ones that they came with. They're pretty good. They do give me a good fit, and they're not too uncomfortable. But, you know, that's my ears, and it's very subjective. So, my subjective impression of the sound quality, apart from the bass, is the sound good? Yes. Is the sound bad? No. Is what I expect to sound pleasant? Pleasant. Now, that's actually important. There's nothing I hate more than a harsh sound. And with anything you stick in your ear, it can happen. So I'm not the most subjective of reviewers, so if you find someone else who's reviewed these, listen to what they say and just keep a reality check whether they're just making it up or not. Anyway, that's it for the subjectivity. Objectivity. Let's have some objectivity. We need paperwork. So here we have some paperwork. I'll get to it in a second. Okay, we've got plenty of languages to choose from, but I only understand one, which is English, as you might guess. So we have some technical specifications. I'll just lift it up a little bit, and hopefully you can see that well enough. So, headphone drivers, XMEMS. I'm going to presume that people say XMEMS. I mean, why wouldn't they? XMEMS. So I did look up to see what XMEMS stands for. And it stands for... Okay, well, it's the MEMS bit that's important, which stands for Micro Electromechanical System, which apparently is a miniature machine that has both mechanical and electronic components. The physical dimension of a MEMS can range from several millimetres to less than 1 micrometre, a dimension many times smaller than the width of a human hair. That comes from techtarget.com, and I presume it's correct. So that's enough for that. Oh, that's enough for my looking it up. XMEMS, it seems to me that is the proprietary version belonging to Creative. So it tells you what it is and makes it proprietary at the same time, so what's not to like about that? So it's got 10mm dynamic drivers per earbud. Okay, fine. Frequency response, 5 Hz to 40,000 Hz. Well, I don't think there's many of us can hear 5 Hz. And it is often said that these very low frequencies, you can feel them rather than hear them. So whether you can feel 5 Hz in your earbuds, I don't really know. And I'm not going to try it. To 40,000 Hz. 40,000 Hz is a magic number because that qualifies it to be high res in terms of analog audio. So again, nobody can hear 40,000 Hz, but there is a thought that you kind of perceive it rather than just hear it, and I'm not going to rule that out. And I still, as I've said many, many times, I want things to be more than enough. So if some people can hear up to 20 kilohertz, I can't. If some people can hear up to 20 kilohertz, give us 40 kilohertz and just make sure. Damn sure. Now, the audio codecs, we've got LC3, aptX lossless, aptX adaptive, aptX, AAC, SBC. Well, I use an iPhone, and Apple doesn't really want us to know very much about codecs. So, aptX lossless. Apparently that's the king of codecs, and apparently it will give you lossless audio. So the bits that are in your phone are the bits that get through Bluetooth to your earbuds. But once again, if you read up on that, you need an electromagnetically hygienic environment. So if you live near power lines or there's a radar installation, and I once did live near a radar installation, well, there's electromagnetic stuff going on all around you, inside your head and everywhere, and that might make aptX go into its lossy mode, which I presume is the adaptive mode. Oh, well, these are the way things are. I'll just point out, actually, about the Apple codec. Apparently, if you've got an Android phone, you can find out which codec is being used. With the iPhone, well, I found some instructions on the internet, and I followed these instructions to the letter, and I couldn't get any information. So Apple doesn't want you to know. There we go. Now, let's look at the instructions. So we've got some interesting instructions over here. So we've got some controls. So we've got on and off. That's good. That's always good to have on and off. I do like that. We've got call mode. Whoever speaks on the telephone these days, well, that's just an old person's thing. So I'm not even going to bother with that. And whenever I speak on the telephone, I'm talking to an automated system anyway, so does it matter? So playback mode, this is more interesting. This is where you tap the earbuds to get different modes. I'm not altogether a fan of the tap, but for people that like it, they like it, and I'm not going to quibble with them. So we've got 2 taps on the right for play, pause, 3 taps on the right for next track, decrease volume, increase volume. The most important one to me would be play, pause, because I do commonly need to pause playback. So this could be, there's a particular place that I walk, and it's crossing a road, and there's a bend just before the exit of this road, and you cannot see traffic coming. You cannot see it. And I'm going to say they don't hold back on the speed limit. You have to hear it. There's no other way to be safe on that road. You have to hear it. So this is somewhere I want to pause playback. And you might say, that's a small thing. But when you do it every other day, you get fed up with it. I can tell you get fed up with it. So what happens on these earbuds is you tap it twice. Now, I've got 2 quibbles here. One is, when you tap it, and you tap it gently enough so that it works, how many decibels are getting into your eardrum? I'd just like to know that, because it is a bit of an irritation, I find. Maybe I'm easily irritated, but hey, it's an irritation. The other thing I found was it's a bit slow on response. So you tap it twice, and you think, it's not pausing. So you tap it twice again, and then it'll either pause or not pause because you've just confused the system. Likewise, when you are paused and you tap it twice to play, you wait, oh, it's playing. And if you don't wait and tap it again, it's confused again. What I've preferred in other earbuds is you just take one of them out. I much prefer that. I really do prefer that. And once again, it is subjective, and that's just my preference. But just to take one of them out and it pauses automatically, I like that. The rest of it, the next track, decrease volume, increase volume, I just do that on my phone. Okay, so we've got mode switch. So this is the noise cancellation, which is a very useful thing to have. So once again, with any of these things, you never get complete noise cancellation, but noise reduction is nice. It's nice. And again, we've got the ambient mode, and this is important for a lot of people, that you get to hear the outside sound as well as the music or whatever it is that you're listening to. So I would typically not have that on, and I'd have the noise cancellation off as well. I just feel that I want things to be pure, and having both of those things off, I feel as though I'm getting more purity. Whether I am, whether I'm not, I don't know. I'm just going to say, if I've missed something and it's not in these instructions, I've looked very carefully. If there is a way to take an earbud out and it pauses, I'll update this in the description. So I'm just covering myself there because I'm not absolutely, totally 100% sure, but I cannot see it in the instructions. So I think what I said is correct. Now, I'm going to fiddle with the earbuds some more. This is the... See, I don't know which is left and which is right. And I think that is... I think that's it. I'm going to fiddle with these some more. This is the price you have to pay for this review being faceless. So, latency. With Bluetooth, there is going to be latency. Do you see how I emphasise that? And like that, and like that, and like that, and like that. I'm enjoying this now. There is going to be latency, which means there's a delay between the phone outputting your audio and you actually hearing it, and it is just inevitable. It's inevitable. It's bound to happen, and maybe one day we'll get away from it, but who knows? So music is no problem because it doesn't matter if everything's a few 100 milliseconds late. That matters not one jot. But you want to do other things with your earbuds as well as listen to music, so you might want to watch YouTube. Now, I have tried this. I've watched YouTube of people speaking. This is the most irritating when people are speaking, particularly if they're close to the camera. There's a synchronization problem. For me, I couldn't enjoy it. I could maybe tolerate it, but I couldn't enjoy it. If you're watching something where people are further from the camera, like a movie, maybe that's better. Now, there is low latency mode, and I switched that on, and I did find that it was okay. So I could watch YouTube, and if I thought, is there a delay here? Yes, there was a delay. But if I stopped thinking about that, it was okay, and I could just watch and enjoy it. So that's okay. What about gaming? So I'm not a gamer. Do I look like a gamer? Oh, you can't see me, can you? I'm not a gamer, so I can't really comment. But I did have a little go with... I nearly said Angry Birds. I did have a little go with Fruit Ninja. So, Fruit Ninja, I was having a go with Fruit Ninja. And that's the game where these various fruits jump into the air and you've got to slash across them with your finger like that. And every so often a fizzing bomb pops up. And if you slash that, then you've got a bit of a problem going on. What I found was that either in low latency mode or normal mode, it didn't spoil my enjoyment of the game such as it is. So that's what I thought. The delay is noticeable. So how that would affect a dyed-in-the-wool gamer, a serious gamer, I don't really know. But I think you probably know what to expect. So you need to find a gaming channel to give a review of that. There's an app. So here we have what I think is the home screen, where you can see that there's an equalizer, there's ambient control, there's custom buttons, and there's indication of your battery level in each earpiece, which, of course, is a good thing to have. I think one of the most interesting things about the app would be the EQ, and here's a crazy EQ curve that I've generated. You just draw it with your finger. It's not all that easy to get the curve you want, but you can draw it anyway. Have fun with that. Fortunately, it's got separate controls for bass and treble, and they're totally unfiddly. You just set it the way that you like it, simple as that. For the noise cancellation, you've got the same as you could do with tapping the earbud itself. You've got off, which is good. Well, it's good for me. You've got noise cancellation if you don't want to hear what people are rattling on about in the background, on the bus or whatever. And you've got ambient mode if you're stupid enough to listen to music while you're cycling. Apologies for that, but if you want to comment, then comment, because you will have insights that I probably don't. So please, if you are a cyclist and you like to listen while you cycle, please let us know how you're getting on. And here we have the custom buttons, and I think I'm just going to leave them where they are. Why would I want to change them? Unless I had different earbuds that have different custom buttons. Anyway, that's the way that it is. And one more. Device settings. So we've got device name, low latency mode, and the audio prompt. What the audio prompt is, there's a voice that comes up in your ear when you've changed anything, and it tells you what you've just changed, which can be useful or it can be irritating. So switch it on, switch it off, as you think is going to be useful. So there we have it. Do I like them? Yes. Do I dislike them? Now, do I mind them not automatically pausing when I take one out? A bit. Creative sent me the Aurvana Ace 2, but other than that and any affiliate links, there's no other payment, so I can say what I like, and I've said it. See you soon.